Most agents that I run into are stuck in what I call the feast or famine cycle of real estate. They are running from a high of, holy cow, I just had the best month of my life, to the lowest lows of, oh my gosh, I'm never going to have another sale again. And everything needs to be sold in my office and in my house because I ain't got no money. And this is no way to live, right? Nothing is going to hurt your mentality of growing a business or your bank account more than this feast or famine cycle. And what's happening with this isn't so much the inconsistency of the business itself. It's the way that we're setting ourselves up with our money that is causing the panic sales. Instead of looking at the money that's coming in as allocated into certain areas, we look at it as, this is all mine. I get to do with it whatever I want. And then when it's gone, we enter into panic mode. We start refreshing our emails a million times over, hoping that a deal is going to come through. Instead of living in this reactionary mode to what is in my bank account equals the success or failure that I'm currently experiencing, I'm going to ask that we do a couple things differently. The first thing that we're going to do differently is that we're going to categorize the money that comes in. So the money that comes in is now no longer one big old pot that is just all spendable. It's going to go into 4 separate categories. It's going to go into, first and foremost, the money that we need to set aside for taxes, because yes, you do need to pay your taxes. The second bucket is going to be our business expenses. What do I need to set aside that's specifically going to go to paying the expenses for the business this month? The third bucket is going to be our reserves account. We need to have a reserves account so that we're not constantly having to pull out of savings or our personal income to pay for business expenses, etc. And the fourth and final chunk is going to be your set paycheck that you pay yourself month over month, regardless of how much is coming into the business. This allows for some stability and some clarity as to what you can expect for your lifestyle creep in terms of what am I allowed to spend and where am I allowed to get frivolous and where am I not. This is also going to force us to operate off of a budget instead of a gut feeling. And I know that everyone hates that word budget, but I promise you, if you have a budget, you're actually going to feel a whole heck of a lot more freedom than if you're just operating off of, I think I've got enough in my account, let's hope, right? The predictable paycheck, like I said, is going to keep you from having lifestyle creep happen that you really can't sustain. Just because you had one killer month and you sold one incredible luxury property doesn't mean that that's going to happen consistently over time. That paycheck is what you're going to utilize to institute your personal budget. The cash reserves is going to save you from any unexpected expense on top of our usual business expenses. Let's say, for example, you have a brick and mortar building that you operate your business out of and the roof breaks. Or you have not 1 but 4 flat tires running around showing new construction properties. Something is always going to happen. It's not that big of a deal, though, if you have a reserve account that is set up for those somethings to get paid out of. The most important thing, the thing that I am most passionate about through all of this, is with the money that we are now allocating and have clarity around what goes where, we will absolutely have money that we can invest into wealth building so that we don't have to be on the real estate roller coaster for the rest of our lives. I don't think that most of us get into the business saying, I want to sell this until the day I drop dead. So instead of just hoping that we get out of it successfully, let's actually set up a wealth building plan. This could be, how many doors do I need to purchase in order to have passive income coming in through those means? It could be, what stocks do I need to purchase and by how much and by when, such that I have an annual rate of return that allows me to retire on time. Regardless of whatever your investment strategy is, you should be investing. We make way too much money in this industry to consistently be on the broke struggle bus. So let's start getting your money where it's supposed to be, doing what we need to do so that you're no longer in this feast or famine cycle, and you can build the wealth that you want to.